Hi guys, the good news is you're doing the Certificate 4 in Training and Assessment, and my favourite unit of competency, use training packages and accredited courses to meet client needs. The not so good news is that you need to complete Assessment 3. I'm hoping by now you have an electronic version of Assessment 3. Please complete it online and then get it back to me either via email, or if you're using Moodle you can simply upload it to Moodle. This little movie will take you through the questions that are based on both training.gov.au and on Training Support Network. So on that national website, you need to choose a training package and answer a series of questions, then choose a qualification from within that training package, and then a unit of competency. We'll then go on to Training Support Network, where we'll look at the Curriculum Maintenance Manager, the purchasing guides, and accredited courses. This little movie is not going to supply detailed information about each question individually, but it will certainly give you a good helping hand, I think, to access training package, download it, to actually find the qualification, the packaging rules, etc., get your unit of competency, and then use Training Support Network as well. Okay, so straight up, you need to access a training package with which you are comfortable, a training package that represents your industry. So you're going to need to go to training.gov.au, and the best way to do this is just get a Google search up, start typing it in, and it'll appear fairly promptly. Now, some of you might know already the code of the training package that you're going to use, in which case you just need to scroll down on that home page to the search function on the right hand side, and you can pop the training package code straight in. Now, if you're not sure of your training package code, you might like to search on a keyword. If you know the training package code and you've got it right, then immediately once you've hit return, it will bring up that training package option that you can see at the end of that red arrow. So that's the result of the search on the actual code of the training package. The training package I'm using is CIT07. It's the Hospitality, Tourism and Event Management training package. If you did a search on a keyword, then you'll probably get a few more hits once you've done the search. But again, you can see it does bring up that training package option, and it's a training package that we're looking for at the moment. So now you just need to click on the training package that you saw on the previous slide, and it'll give you this view. You'll see that there are actually 4 hits, but 3 of them are superseded. They are out of date. So there's really only one option here, and that is to click on the current version of the Hospitality, Tourism and Event training package. That is SIT07. Once you've clicked, you'll see this page. Now there are a couple of questions that you can answer on this page. You'll see up the top with the first arrow, there's information about which release we're up to, which version of the training package we're up to, and when that release occurred. There's also some information about the Industry Skills Council. That is the ISC that was responsible for the development and review of this training package. On the same page, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see an opportunity to actually download the training package. So at the end of that red arrow, you can see that there's an opportunity to download the training package as either a Word document or a PDF. Now, depending on the size of your training package, this could take some time. In the training package that I'm using, CIT07, it's actually broken it up into 2 bits, so you don't have to download the whole thing. Not all training packages do that. If yours is broken into a couple of bits, then you're probably downloading the first bit. If yours is all in the one Word document or the one PDF, unfortunately you'll have to download the whole thing. Please, please, please download it and save it somewhere so you don't need to keep downloading it. You'll need this, the downloaded training package, to answer the questions around the assessment guidelines. Still on this page, we can find more information about this training package. Right at the top of the training package, we had details around which release it was and the release date. Under that, we had information about the Industry Skills Council. Under that, you had the opportunity to download the training package either as a Word or PDF. If you scroll down even further, you'll see a list of the qualifications that are in this training package. There are a couple of questions in this first section of Assessment 3 that ask you about the range of AQF levels in this training package and the number of qualifications in this training package. You should be able to use this part of the page to answer those questions. Alrighty, you're well on your way. I'm hoping by now you've been able to answer all of those questions around the training package that you have chosen. We now move on to the next bit. You need to find a qualification in your training package that you feel comfortable with. Now I've given you an example here. Follow the red arrow. It's the Certificate 2 in Tourism. So I'm still on that first page that we had. I've scrolled right to the bottom where the list of qualifications are. I've scrolled up and down and gone, yep, Cert 2 in Tourism might be something that I'm interested in. So I now need to click on the link so I can look at the actual qualification details. Once you've clicked on the link, you can see that we have now the current version of Certificate 2 in Tourism, and again I've got an opportunity to download it as either a Word or a PDF document. I've chosen to download it as a Word document and it looks something like this. Okay, so you've got your Certificate 2 in Tourism, or you don't have Certificate 2 in Tourism, that's the one I'm using as an example, but I'm hoping that you've now got your qualification in front of you. Now some of the questions around the qualification will be answered using this document. Now I think there was a question around what sort of person would complete this qualification. Well, if you scroll through, you should find a heading, Job Roles. So this is where the qualification aligns very clearly to vocational outcomes. The information under this heading will tell you the sorts of roles you could expect to get once you've completed this qualification. If you scroll down a little further, you'll find the heading Packaging Rules. This is where you'll find out how many core units need to be completed, that is units that you just have to do, you have no choice about, and how many electives there are and what are the rules around those electives. So there's one question that says, asks you, I should say, what's the total number of units that you need to complete to get this qualification? How many of those are core and how many of those are electives? The second question here asks you to actually put this qualification together. So the scenario is that a place like Wodonga TAFE says, Jenny, we'd like you to come along and coordinate the Certificate 2 in Tourism. So I need to decide which electives I'm going to choose and why. So you're obviously going to pick the core units, you have no choice around that, but you then need to understand the rules around choosing electives and choose your electives. You then need to give me a bit of a rationale, explain why you've chosen those electives. And to just give you the example I probably gave you in class, if you consider our Certificate 3 in Funeral Services, we could choose electives to take us in two quite different directions. One would suit the person working back of house, out in the mortuary. The other electives would suit the person perhaps sitting out the front at reception. So two bits there. One is quite straightforward. How many units do you need to complete? How many of those are core? How many of those are elective? The second is actually put the qualification together yourself and list for me the units that you would deliver and why you have chosen the electives that you have. If you see my second red arrow on the screen, you can see it sort of pointing down. That's because that's where all the units are listed. And your next job, once you've finished all those questions relating to the qualification, is to now pick a unit of competency. Now, the unit that you pick needs to be chosen carefully. Not only are you going to answer a series of questions about it in this assessment, but quite possibly you'll take that unit with you throughout the rest of the course. So it is really important that you choose a unit of competency that you're very comfortable with. I wouldn't choose a unit about marketing because I don't know about marketing. I wouldn't choose a unit about playing the violin. I don't play the violin. So you need to choose a unit that you feel very comfortable with, that you feel you could actually deliver it. So this might take some time. You might go in and out of units, having a look at them, getting yourself a little bit more familiar with them before you actually decide which one you're going to use. The best way to do this is to copy and paste the unit codes from your qualification document, go back to the home page of training.gov.au, slide down to that search function on the right hand side, paste your unit code in there, hit enter, and it will bring up a page where you can download that unit. Now remember, you might download 3 or 4 units before you go, yep, this is the one I'm going to use. Once you've chosen the one that you're going to use, probably a good idea to save it somewhere because you're going to use that unit of competency to finish off those questions. Okay, so we're done with training.gov.au and we're moving on to TSN, Training Support Network. Now the first few questions relate to the purchasing guide. So if you follow the arrow on the left hand side, you can see that the menu is down the left side of this home page. You just need to click on Purchasing Guides. This will bring up a list of all the training packages again. Now, they don't contain the information that was on training.gov.au. These are just the links for the purchasing guide. So you need to scroll up and down until you find your training package code and then click on it. Once you're into your training package, and you can see here that I'm in SIT07, Tourism, Hospitality and Events, you need to click on the current purchasing guide. Now you may need to scroll down to actually find that heading. With a few downloads and opens, you should come up with a document that looks a little bit like this. Victorian Purchasing Guide for whatever your training package is. And again, these have versions because they're constantly going through minor changes. You can use this document now to find the nominal hours of your unit of competency, and while you're in there, you could probably have a little look around. Okay, there's now some questions about your CMM. So back to the home page of the Training Support Network, the menu's on the left hand side. This time you just need to click on the link Curriculum Maintenance Managers. And assuming all goes well, you'll see a list of individuals here. Now you might have to click on the link at the top of each individual as a little heading to see exactly which training packages, because what you've got there are some industry areas and industry sectors. So you might actually need to click on those links to see if your training package belongs to that individual. You need to find the Curriculum Maintenance Manager for your training package. So you will have answered the questions around your Curriculum Maintenance Manager. Who are they and why would we bother making contact with them? And we're now on to the last little bit, which is about an accredited course. So the link you're looking for on the home page is actually curriculum. So click on that. And voila, look, you have a list of accredited courses, all of the accredited courses that are currently available in Victoria. You need to find the accredited course that you're looking for, which is an ESL course. You could simply scroll up and down until you find it, or you could use Control F as the search function and perhaps search on ESL. Once you've found it, just click on it, and again you'll go through a series of downloads and opens, remembering though that you're downloading the summary only. You don't need to download the whole curriculum document. The summary will certainly be sufficient information for you to answer those last few questions. So guys, just a bit of a guide to help you through that Assessment 3 for Use Training Packages and Accredited Courses to Meet Client Needs. I hope it's been useful. You might want to keep dragging it back and listening to certain bits again. There's not information specifically there for every question, but I have broadly covered downloading training packages, accessing qualifications, accessing units of competency, and then going on to the Training Support Network, finding purchasing guides, curriculum maintenance managers, and accredited courses. I hope it's been helpful. If not, you know to give me a call or send me an email. So keep smiling.